Mission Viejo, California, a stunning and sunny suburb in Orange County that's just south of the world-famous and ever-popular Irvine, California. Like Irvine, Mission Viejo is known for its gorgeous weather, lovely parks, highly ranked school districts, and large master plan communities, and, of course, its centerpiece, Lake Mission Viejo, which is available to residents only and is surrounded by homes, townhomes, and condominiums. So don't walk, run to this tour of Mission Viejo, California, because it just might be the best video you'll ever see about this little jewel on the lake. Actually, you got us there. We can't back this claim up, because this video is most definitely not the best video you'll ever see about Mission Viejo. But it will give you the information, insights, pros, and cons of Mission Viejo that you'll need to consider if you're thinking about moving here. So let's do this. Let's do a tour of Mission Viejo. And in this tour, we're gonna give you a lot of positives about Mission Viejo as well as some negatives. I know some locals around here, they get really mad at us if we say anything negative about their city. But, I mean, let's be real, there's pros and cons everywhere, so that's something that we pride ourselves on, is actually being honest about what a city is really like.
Yeah, because we're not beholden to any specific area or city. We want to make sure that we give you a good overview of what Orange County has to offer, and therefore, like, depending on what your specific needs are, we can go, okay, you know what, Mission Viejo might be the perfect fit. Specifically, let's say the lake area of Mission Viejo might be a perfect fit. Or maybe it's a whole other area altogether, a whole other city. We want to make sure that we're listening to what your needs are and point you to that perfect property.
So let's start this tour in South Mission Viejo.
So here we are, we're in South Mission Viejo. So this is really close to the Kaleidoscope Mall, the shops at Mission Viejo, Saddleback College. So that we're kind of in that general vicinity. So we're really close to the 5 Freeway and Crown Valley Parkway. And this is just a typical neighborhood in South Mission Viejo. And I'll say that actually a lot of people kind of think that all of South Orange County is stuff that's built, is almost brand new built, or let's say the year 2000 and newer. And that's definitely not the case in Mission Viejo. Now there are some that are a little bit newer, but a lot of Mission Viejo is very mature, like stuff that's built in the 1970s and that kind of thing. So just kind of get a sense that if you're interested in Mission Viejo, you're probably looking at an older home, that realistically speaking, but what comes with that is the fact that you do have larger lots, and a lot of people will take that trade-off. But be aware that obviously with an older home, you have potentially older roofs, you have, potentially older systems like HVAC kind of stuff. So just be aware that does come with the territory here. Yeah, and then obviously in the South Mission Viejo area, again, on these more mature neighborhoods, that kind of thing, the pricing actually is reasonable. It's actually I would say the median price point of this area is similar to the median price point of Orange County. Obviously, we don't want to list any specific prices because depending on when you're watching this, you're going, oh wow, it was $400,000 and that's like $2 million. So let's just kind of say it's a median, whatever you kind of compare to a median orange price in Orange County is about the median home price here. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Nazad.
And I'm Courtney Nazad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the glitz. I love the glamour. I love the weather. I can't wait to move out there now. But the problem is that I'm not in the area. I may be out of state. I may be even out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's why you want to reach out to us so we can have that call to find out specifically what you're looking for. And then we can be your boots on the ground, finding you that perfect home. And you don't even have to be present for a lot of the showings and stuff, because we can do virtual showings. And we can not only do showings of the home, but also the neighborhood as well to give you a good feel of it. But yeah, so what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text or send us an email.
Now, before we get to the best part of this video, which is the homes around the lake, let's take a look at some shopping, hospitals, and schools on offer in Mission Viejo, California. So here we are at the Mission Viejo Mall. Definitely a good mall. I wouldn't say it's like the Spectrum or South Coast Plaza. Those are definitely destinations that you go purely for entertainment and perhaps shopping. This is definitely more for shopping. I mean, do you want to just talk about some of the shops that are in here?
Yeah, I would definitely not say this is a destination mall. When you think of that in Orange County, mostly you're thinking about two places. You're thinking about South Coast Plaza, and you're thinking about the Irvine Spectrum.
Yeah.
Here, it's again, it's just what you think of as an indoor mall. So basically, it's got kind of all your basic features. You have your Macy's, you have your Nordstroms, you have your Forever 21, you have your Gap, that kind of stuff. And again, it's a great mall. It's just has a Cheesecake Factory, so you have some dining options, shopping options. I like the mall a lot, but again, it's not one of those destination malls like the other two.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is that it is indoors, so when it gets super hot, because Mission Viejo can get hotter than some of the other cities, it's nice that it's indoors.
Yes.
And then directly across the street from the Mission Viejo Mall is Kaleidoscope. Sadly, it was really affected by COVID. A lot of the tenants aren't there anymore. If you go there and it's kind of abandoned, That's why there are still some restaurants left, but even their food hall, at least at the time of this recording, and we were there pretty recently, is pretty gone.
Yeah, a lot of the tenants are gone now. You do have some stuff going on there. It's just that obviously it was really busy before COVID.
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, we're kind of noting the difference. Obviously in the midst of transition, so hopefully they find, obviously the tenants that make the place make sense.
So now we're at Providence Mission Hospital, which also has a children's hospital division. And if you're like many of the clients that have called us who are in the medical industry and are moving here to Orange County because of its very robust medical industry, this could be an option for a place that you work, or maybe you're already working here, which is why you're watching this video, because you're thinking about Mission Viejo.
Yeah, and to give you an idea, this, as far as proximity goes, this is right next to the shops at Mission Viejo. So this is off of Crown Valley Parkway and the 5 freeway. And this whole corridor is pretty insane. Like you have shopping, dining, get hurt, hospital, if you need to go to schools, and Saddleback Junior College is here. So you have just a lot right here, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. But yeah, like that, obviously our son had some issues where he had to go to the chalk division here, which is the Children's Hospital of Orange County. And again, we're like, it was nice to have it like very conveniently close by.
Yeah, in Providence, there's many different branches like all over Orange County. So it's just part of a big network. So here we are at Saddleback College. Just like Sean was saying, the Providence Mission Hospital is literally just half a mile away. And I actually think this is a great feature of Mission Viejo because it is an excellent, very highly ranked junior college, and they provide many, fast tracks into UC schools, state schools, and with college being as expensive as it is, I mean, our kids are little, but we were having this conversation just the other day. We're like, is it even worth it to immediately go to the 4-year school when you have options like this? So
yeah, honestly, the way things are going, so we don't have to worry about this for a little while, but obviously the trend has been not kind to the pocketbook. So it's one of those things where, okay, you get a fantastic education here, and honestly, sometimes like they're just not really mature enough to handle going to university right off the bat anyway. That's how we were justifying it for ourselves, of course. So like go like the Saddleback College route.
Not to interrupt Sean, but there's definitely other great, JCs. We're just because we're in Mission Viejo, we're talking about Saddleback right now.
Exactly. So this is kind of a lot of South Orange County. This would be where you're going if you're staying locally, right? So if you're using this purely as a commuter school, which JCs tend to be, this is kind of where you would go. Because again, huge campus, tons of different programs. And again, it's like top 1 or 2% in the country for colleges, as far as for JCs.
For junior colleges,
And then of course, like that fast track option is crazy. So it's just like an inside track to actually get into like, Cal State schools or University of California schools. And again, only paying 2 years of university at that point.
Yeah, you're literally saving tens of thousands of dollars with no effect.
Maybe hundreds.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you go to a private school after with literally no effect to your education, I mean, you can get an absolutely great education here. So
for sure.
Now, before we get to those coveted homes by the lake, let's view another typical neighborhood in Mission Viejo, as well as a few other important sites. So now we're just in a typical neighborhood in Mission Viejo North, and I don't know if you want to just say anything about it. I mean, obviously we're not going to show you every neighborhood in Mission Viejo. That would be really boring and honestly kind of pointless.
Yeah, and also we're not trying to show you every neighborhood that's like super new, super ritzy. Like we're going to show you like, again, a typical neighborhood. And this area is great. Like, you're relatively close to the freeway. You're North Mission Viejo, so you're close to the Irvine Spectrum, if that's kind of like, which is a huge job center as well as retail center. So if you're looking to be a little bit closer to where all that action is, Mission Viejo North is a great, again, option for as far as that's concerned. And again, a typical neighborhood in Mission Viejo where it's, again, more mature, right? These aren't brand new construction. A lot of this stuff's built in the 1970s. So just be aware of that. And also what you do have with that too, is like low, like minimal HOA dues typically. So that's another nice thing about it, because a lot of people like think of South Orange County as everything's in a HOA with, big HOA fees. Not to say that isn't the case in some parts, but here that's not the case.
So we wanted to stop by Florence Griffith Joyner Park because it gives us an opportunity to talk about two distinctions that I think that Mission Viejo has. First of all, we're in a park, so this is South County. This is kind of what South County is known for, right? It's known for all of the endless parks and master plan communities and all of that kind of stuff. So this is just, sort of exemplifies that. And then I would say, I don't know if you know who Florence Griffith Joyner is, Flojo to us track geeks, but an Olympian, still world record holder. So one of the interesting things about Mission Viejo, and I would say this is pretty similar in like South County is that it has really, really good youth sports.
Yeah, and we crank out Olympians like nobody's business. We actually would do well as our own country.
Yeah, meaning Orange County.
Yes, Orange County actually.
Yeah.
For about 3 million people population, or population about 3 million people.
Yeah.
We have a pretty high rate of
Olympians.
Olympians, yeah. Not Winter Olympics.
No.
But Summer Olympics, we kind of do a great job.
Yeah, I mean, like the Mission Viejo Nadadores, which is like a really big swim team. I think they've produced an Olympian for every Olympics that there has ever been, that the club has been in existence. So it just kind of exemplifies it. I always like to give the story. I grew up in San Diego, and I will never forget the time that we came up to Orange County, did a tournament up here, and there was a team from Mission Viejo, and they were dressed all in black, which is very intimidating because black makes you feel hotter, right? So the fact that they could handle that was a very intimidating thing. And then there was all these, like, all their uniforms were exactly the same, like they all had the same balls, like everything was matching, very put together, and there was all these rumors about them, how they practiced every day. I mean, it's just, it kind of like, its reputation precedes itself. Like, that's kind of what Mission Viejo is known for.
Yeah, and actually a friend of yours, they were kind of saying that, like, they moved to Mission Viejo, and so they want their kids to be, you know, doing the youth sports and stuff, and they're going, okay, the level of participation and what's expected out of these youths or these utes.
What is a ute?
Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. 2 youths.
Yes.
Is kind of insane. So just be prepared that if you do find yourself like wanting to move to Mission Viejo and you want to partake in the whole extracurriculars as far as sports are concerned, just be aware that
it's a high level.
It takes it to 11. Yeah, Mission Viejo is actually probably in Orange County, probably like tops on, honestly, as far as youth sports, like as far as like what. Yeah, I mean, just be aware. I mean, obviously, you know, again, if your youth like ours aren't at 11 scale, you could still have fun, but just realize there's going to be a small fish in a big pond rather than the other way around.
And if you're thinking about moving here to Mission Viejo, you might be thinking about moving here with a family, so you may be wondering about the school districts. So Mission Viejo actually has 2 different school districts. Some parts of it are Capistrano, some parts of it are Saddleback. There are definitely very highly ranked schools according to niche.com and greatschools.org in both school districts. If you look at niche.com, both are highly ranked school districts. So that's just, you know, one of the things that people like about Mission Viejo is that it does give you options for some really good schools.
And because it's part of both school districts, or part of Mission Viejo is part of Saddleback Valley Unified School District, and part of it is part of Capistrano Unified School District, we want to be, you know, like depending on the home that you're interested, might fall within one of the 2 districts. So that's where you want to reach out to us. We can have that conversation to find out specifically what you're looking for. Obviously, the homes that you may pinpoint, we could obviously, like, you know, let you know a bit more about what schools are available to you potentially. And again, you know, that's why you want to have a call with us so we can kind of figure that out for you.
Okay, I know what you're thinking, blah, 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 enough about parks and hospitals and schools. Let's get on with it and see what we all want to see, the homes by the lake. Well, your wish is our command.
So now we're in the neighborhood that's immediately adjacent to Mission Viejo Lake, which obviously is the centerpiece of Mission Viejo. And you want to talk about the lake because it actually is a pretty awesome lake, but we do need to be clear before Sean talks that only residents of Mission Viejo can use the lake. I know people have been confused. Maybe we weren't clear about that in the past, but because we are not Mission Viejo residents, we cannot go there unless we're invited.
Yes, and we have not been.
Yeah. Well, because the one family we did know that would invite us, they moved out.
Yeah. So that's how it goes. But so Lake Mission, it's Mission Viejo Lake. What I love about it, one, you did actually a triathlon here.
Yeah.
So it is a lake that you can swim in. They have beaches here, which is awesome. It is a freshwater lake, but it's actually a useful lake. So, I mean, it is man-made, so we're not going to, so this isn't like Lake Superior or something like that.
Yeah.
But, no, it's actually a really cool lake. Actually, there's homes along the lake. There's also a couple of condo/townhome communities as well here. So depending on what you're looking for, if you really want to partake in living this lake lifestyle, reach out to us so we can actually have that conversation to like point you to the right direction as far as what you have here. But obviously, as a general whole, the homes, again, right in this general vicinity of like Mission Viejo Lake, they're definitely on the more expensive side. Like they can run multi-millions, especially if you're lakefront, because again, like the homes behind us, these are actually lakefront homes right here. So many millions. So It's actually like kind of astonishing in some ways, like how expensive it is. But again, if you want water frontage in Orange County, it's just going to cost you. That's just the reality of it. And some of these homes have docks and all that other stuff. You're not going to have a big boat, but you can have a boat though.
Yeah.
And also, you might be looking at a map and going, okay, well, where's, the Mission Viejo Lake? And you're going, oh, that's pretty far inland, off the freeway. How long is it going to take to get there? Surprisingly, it's about maybe 10-ish, maybe 15 minutes off the 5 freeway. So you're not that far off of the freeway, and it's a totally different vibe. And what's nice is that, again, in Orange County, this is no exception, we have these huge thoroughfares. I mean, these are like 6-8 lanes across. And they just kind of they'll run you right through. They're going 45, maybe 55 miles an hour in some
or
spots.
Or if you're like us, faster.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, so you do have the ability to get here, from the freeway pretty easily. So that's just another thing. So don't necessarily look at the proximity to the freeway as your guide as far as whether or not this would be a suitable place, because just look at the time, like what the estimated time frame is really.
Yeah. And we're right by Domenico's on the Lake, which I've actually never been to that restaurant, but I've heard from many people that it's a very good restaurant with obviously some really nice lake views. So maybe if you come here to Mission Viejo, you can try it out.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.